The African Development Bank will invest $363 million in Nigeria's power sector. This is in line with efforts to improve economic growth by reducing power shortages. The announcement was made in the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja by the African Development Bank's Nigerian president.
Nigeria's ailing economy gets a boost. The African Development Bank announced it will lend the West African nation $4.1 billion over 2016 and 2017, accumulating it to $10 billion by the year 2019. The financial aid will go towards the power sector to help improve economic growth.
So we said that power, and more power is what's needed in Nigeria. And so for this year, we are going to be investing a total of $363 million in the power sector, focusing on 1,400 megawatts of electricity that will be generated. For 2017, we expect to invest in about roughly 1,385 megawatts of electricity that's going to be done.
The economic decline of the Nigerian state has affected the lives of the population negatively. Prices of goods and services are rising daily while the income of the population remains stagnant. Nigeria is an import-dependent country, and the scarcity of foreign exchange will adversely affect the importation of commodities.
The economy of Nigeria is already well diversified. 10%, oil accounts for only 10% of the GDP, but accounts for 98%, however, of the foreign exchange earnings of the country. And so the problem that Nigeria faces is the fact of the low productivity and the low revenue earning profile of the remaining 90% of the rest of the economy.
The country's consumer price index has increased to 17.6% year-on-year in August from 17.1% recorded in July. A report released by the National Bureau of Statistics stated that the CPI, which measured inflation, was 0.5 percentage points higher from the points recorded in July.
When you look at inflation in Nigeria, a lot of the inflation, that I said, is largely structural. Power is one of it. And the situation of not having electricity in Africa, just generally, makes no sense. You can't develop in the dark, you can't industrialize in the dark, kids can't learn in the dark, vaccine and so on cannot go on in the dark. Basically, Africa is tired of being in the dark. And I think Nigeria is also tired.
The Nigerian economy has been shrinking largely as a result of the plunge since mid-2014 in oil prices, which generate 70% of government revenue. Bureau Report, ANN7.